morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for attending our Office of Economic Vitality MWSB Academy. This is the first session of our Rise and Thrive series, and I couldn't be more excited about our topic. As you all are aware, if you're watching the news, this is probably one of the hottest topics, or trends, newest softwares or technologies that's come to us. And so even more so about the topic, I'm more so excited about the person presenting. This gentleman has a robust knowledge about AI and its capabilities, and I believe that it's going to help our minority businesses scale, be able to tackle a lot of tasks that we once thought were a lot very much overwhelming. So he's going to share with us a lot of the things that we can do, how we can use this technology to our advantage. Before I bring our speaker to the stage, or to the front, I want to inform you all about our upcoming Regional Supply Diversity Symposium. This is our championing effort of putting our disparity study and a strategic plan to action. It's our call to all of our community stakeholders, executives, what we call anchor institutions. We want to engage them on discussions on how we can best optimize the utilization of minority vendors in our procurement activity. So next Tuesday at the AC Marriott at Cascades, from 8 to 12, we'll have a powerful dialogue with some powerful people from NGT of America, the agency that did our disparity study, Mr. Sean Ali, who's the Chief Operating Officer for HCA. He'll be our keynote speaker for this event, and we would love to have everyone in attendance and in virtual to come and fellowship with us and engage in some very thought-provoking dialogue. Those QR codes, let me see if I can make this a little bigger for you so that you all can scan that. Uh-oh. I didn't.
Must not touch screen.
Uh-oh.
Just go back and click, use the button and click on the third to the left. No.
There we go. There we go. I'm sorry. Use the QR code.
We'll email it to everyone.
And we'll also email this to everyone as well. Everybody in attendance got a chance to scan? Awesome. And then these are some of our upcoming academies. May 6th, we're on financing with FAMU Federal Credit Union. We just invested in a new software for bid estimating. We've had these topics in the past, so we want to help our certified firms submit strong bid packages, and so we invested in some tools that help us to do that. We're going to go back over our workforce options with Renee at CareerSource. She's she's an amazing resource we have in this community. And then we're going to touch base with mentor, protege, and joint ventures again. We've begun to rebrand and refurbish those forms and those applications. So we want to redistribute all that to you guys, and we're going to do it in the format of an academy on June 24th. And lastly, if you would please scan the QR code for this today's academy. We would love to hear your feedback and input so that we can make this academy better. We want to get a topic that you guys need and want so that you can get the kind of knowledge that you need to grow your businesses. So without further ado, I want to introduce Mr. Jabari Allen. Not only is he a tech guru, but he's also a very successful account manager for a very successful woman-owned business, Elite Products Strategies, My Elite Product Strategies. And they're doing amazing work at My Elite Products. And so he doubles as a genius in the space of tech and AI. So without further ado, Mr. Jabari Allen. Yes, sir. My pleasure, brother.
All right. So it's a whole lot to talk about in the amount of time that we have. If you are virtual and you could scan this code right here and answer this question, that'll be very helpful. As we all know, again, AI is a hot topic. It's a lot going on in this space. Everybody's talking about it. It's all over the news. It's all over social media. It is everywhere. So it's utterly important for us to be informed about what's going on from the policy standpoint, from the ethics standpoint, from our personal lives as well as how it applies to our small businesses. So it looks like from some of the answers, in 5 years, people believe that AI will be used in their job. AI will completely replace them. And AI will be playing a huge role in society as a whole. And there's no wrong answer. This is obviously important, right? This is obviously all these answers are correct, except for completely replacing. I don't believe that AI is designed to replace people. I've challenged some of the people in DC while I was up in Baltimore to talk about AI being used to repurpose. Repurpose is something that I use instead of replace. I do have another question for you all. So if you'll look at your phones, I want to know, kind of gauge the room and gauge who our audience is what industries we are in, because that's important for me to be able to speak to you guys as to what industry some of the participants are in that are playing or that are on the call today. So we get more and more people. We have some media production. Janitorial services, okay. Definitely AI is playing a role in both of those. Education. So, I mean, janitorial services, so it's providing like commercial cleaning. I mean, so all of these there's no making AI images, okay. There's no wrong answer for this as well. And really why it's important, because all of these, education again, all of these areas can be touched on and using artificial intelligence. And so I want to make sure coaching and consulting, okay, that's definitely a huge space there. So I wanted to be able to gauge the room. And so the whole purpose of this is to talk about obviously artificial intelligence, but more importantly, to have an open discussion about AI and what AI is, because the biggest problem that scares people is we call it demystifying AI, is because artificial intelligence is so new that people are scared because they don't understand what AI is. And so my first thing before I could teach you how to use artificial intelligence is to talk about what is AI. And what does the word AI mean? How can it be used? Because it means a lot of stuff to different people, right? It's one of those terms that there's no one solid answer for the term AI. So about myself, I'm a graduate of Florida State University, serial entrepreneur, own multiple businesses. I'm a subject matter expert in process automation and artificial intelligence. I have 9 AI certifications over from a plethora of different places, between IBM, Google, Vanderbilt University, Stanford University, and I'm actually working on 2 more from NVIDIA, which is the leader in microchip processors that are powering the tools that we use in our phones, Teslas, and the AI world is being powered by NVIDIA's microchip processors. But most importantly, when it comes to this, I'm with a certified prompt engineer. And what that means is the prompt is what powers artificial intelligence from the standpoint of what you put in. So just like a coin or a dollar bill powers a vending machine, a prompt powers artificial intelligence. Everybody's heard the term or used the tool ChatGPT. Well, ChatGPT, the things that you type into ChatGPT, that's a prompt. That's the proper term for it. And more importantly, I have a certification from IBM about how to implement artificial intelligence into a business. So I've used their framework. Their framework is what I use when I'm consulting with my clients about how we're going to use AI. And the questions that I've learned to ask you all come from that framework. So in a few words, this is kind of one of those open-ended questions. Describe what your definition of AI. What is AI even to you, and kind of help us mold what AI means to us individually. And again, there is no right or wrong answers to these questions. Hold on. I do want to know. It should not be locked right now. Got about 15 more seconds. Tools that help us humans, that's right. A pathway to smarter technology, innovation. Absolutely, that is right. So again, I've used the terminology. We're not going to talk about replacing people. While AI will replace some positions that we look at in the workforce, we believe that it'll be used to more repurpose those people versus replace them. Right? We'll teach new skills instead of some of the older skills that we've seen people use in the space of work. So instead of just taking you out of your job or firing you from a job, we can teach you a new skill if you're open to learning that skill. But it's utterly important that you have a desire to learn what artificial intelligence is. So we've locked the definitions. And so I'm gonna give you guys what the actual definition. So AI actually stands for obviously artificial intelligence. And what this type of artificial intelligence is mainly softwares. It's a software or a computer program that is designed to think like a human. It's a human-like mind. They use similar to our brain. Our brain uses a bunch of networks to talk to different functions and nerves in our body. Well, in AI, it's called neural networks, right? It thinks like the brain of a human. That's how the software was designed to think. And why is it important? Well, it's important because it's going to revolutionize, or it is revolutionizing businesses, our day-to-day, and so much more. For me personally, I could give you a quick personal testimony. I have a son who has a tree nut allergy. And I don't know if you guys are parents or grandparents on live or in person, but finding something to eat is the hardest job. Like meal discovery is one of the things that I have such a challenge with. So I've used ChatGPT to literally come up with meal plan for the summer for my son. I prompted, right? We talked about prompt. I prompted the tool and said, hey, listen, I have a 9-year-old son, come up with a creative meal prep for lunch, breakfast, dinner that he has tree nuts and fish allergies. And it came up with a literal meal plan for my son. So that is the way that we're talking about small personal level, from coming up with marketing strategies about artificial intelligence and how it can be used in my business. And from the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Council, from a Forbes study, says that about half of the country's small businesses are using artificial intelligence in some way. So if you are not half of that, today we should get you on to being that half of the businesses that are using AI. So there are different types of artificial intelligence. It's just like cars. There's no one one size fits all. There are different types of AI. So to kind of give you a understanding of real world types of artificial intelligence, we have what's called narrow AI, or like a assistant. So we all have either iPhones or Google phones, or we use what we call Amazon Alexas all around our house. Siri is what we call a form of narrow AI. It's just an assistant. It's designed to do a small function. We have what's called general AI, which is a tool that is designed to do human-like tasks, whether that's responding to emails, whether that's creating content. ChatGPT is the best option that we use when we think about it. It can perform human-like tasks. So I use ChatGPT to repurpose emails, respond, or get my ideas started about a marketing campaign. It's not something that I submit directly, but it is something I use to get the thoughts flowing. So that is a form of that. And then we have what's called generative AI. That is where we prompt a tool, an AI software, and we give it something and it gives us back something. So we talked about Midjourney, which is an image creation. So we prompted and say, give me a picture of a nice car in a field of flowers, and you prompt it and it'll give you images in return. Or ChatGPT again, where we ask it for some information and it gives us back something. Visual AI, this is one again that we all use. This is something where we use images or a camera lens to be able to identify ourselves. So yesterday I came back from DC or Baltimore talking about artificial intelligence in to public administrators. And now in the airports, they don't use just your passport and look at it and use the eye. They actually have a camera that matches your picture with the photo on your identification. That is important. When we unlock our phones using the visual, when you use your face, that facial recognition technology is a form of visual AI. And then we've also seen these Teslas around. I think they've deployed them in like San Francisco and Las Vegas, where they have self-driving cars now. Literally cars that will pull up to pick you up with no person involved. That'll be scary. Could you imagine seeing a car come to pick you up, you call for a taxi or Uber, and it's no person driving the vehicle?
I'm not ready.
But with some people, we are not ready for that type of technology, but it's real and it's here. People are literally, I seen somebody FaceTime me the other day and they were in Las Vegas and they called an Uber. And he's like, man, can you believe that this car just pulled up and ain't nobody in this car? And I'm like, remember that movie we talked about? Well, this is it. So the movies that we see are actually coming to life. And it's kind of scary. And then we have what's called natural language processors. So that is the tools where we can speak into something and it's voice recognition. So a lot of times where we may be in another country and you're trying to figure out what somebody's saying. And so you turn on the microphone or you allow them to speak, or you want to speak back to them. And so you say, hey, Google, how do I say this? And it'll take that and put it into Spanish or Portuguese or French or whatever that language is. That's what we call natural language processes, where we are actually taking our language and taking the language and redeveloping it. And we're seeing that a lot in the educational space in the forms of teaching kids how to speak different languages, which is really exciting. So are you currently using any type of AI at your business, whether that be ChatGPT, whether that be Mid-Journey, any type of tool where, again, you may be using this to do anything? So marketing, oh, we got one yes, okay. If you're using social AI, okay, we got quite a bit of yeses. Some people are saying absolutely. And the most common form of that is going to be like ChatGPT, right? We've all typed in, what's a good marketing scheme for my business or something or another. And then we have a no. So whoever that no is, we definitely need to we want to get you involved in using artificial intelligence in your business. And hopefully you'll have a better understanding from the start of this as to how we use AI and what AI means, right? Because that's the first thing. Before you use it, you need to understand what it is that you're using and some of the implications of using AI, which we kind of touched on. And that's one of the most important topics. It's kind of boring, but it's utterly important that you understand the implications of using this type of technology when you're using it in your business. So we have about 85% of the participants saying that they are using AI in some form in their business or for work. So let's talk about some real world strategies or real world use cases where people are actually using AI. Obviously, ChatGPT, right? That's the most common name. Everybody's talking about it. We all have the app downloaded on our phone. I personally use, again, AI and ChatGPT to draft up emails and marketing material, right? When I'm dull on how am I going to reach a certain audience, who my audience is, I may say, ChatGPT, I'm Joe Smo, and I need a marketing a material to reach janitorial services or people in the education space or media companies. How do I, give me some good ideas for that, and it'll spit something back. And then
even more than that, I'm in the education space, so you get emails from parents, and you want to make sure that you're answering those emails in a very, systematic form that doesn't leave you in a place where maybe your answer is not completely succinct to what it is they're asking. Throw it into ChatGPT, get it back out, and it's like, oh, okay, now let me massage that.
Absolutely,
So it's really a comforting piece when you're in potentially libelous situations.
Yeah, it definitely helps you be able to retake some of the words. So I've seen it be used in some very ways. I've seen a guy, a live example of a guy saying he wanted to say some not so nice things to his boss. And so he used a lot of, he read his boss off. And then he took took it and said, ChatGPT, keep the same tone, but change this to be a professional email. And so it spit out and kept the same tone, but it didn't use the exact words. It didn't use some of the profanity that he was using, but it got the message across. And I was like, wow, that is a really cool way. I know some people I can see using using that tool. So yes, I agree that when you're in a position where your response is kind of whole liability to your business, and you don't want to be deemed responsible for how you respond, and that it could definitely be used to re-engineer the terms that we're using. And another way, the mid journey. How many of us have a hard problem? Oh, go ahead.
I use like Bing too and
Yeah, being AI image creator.
Leonardo. They are all good. But
Okay.
Midjourney requires like a lot more than it's not easy.
Absolutely. So Midjourney is a very unique tool in itself because it's not a website that you just go to midjourney.com. They actually developed Midjourney within another tool called Discord. So the business model in which they're using Midjourney is one that they're looking to build a community. So they didn't want you just going to the website and using the tool. They want you going to another tool to access it through their community, and which is a really creative business model that we're seeing a lot of this community building so that you're connected to people that's doing things that you want to do. And chatbots, we talked about that a little bit earlier, which is one of the most common forms that people are using for their businesses to implement. So I don't know how many people online or in the class shop at Publix versus Walmart. So me, I'm a Target or Publix person. I'm not so much a Walmart person. No shot at Walmart. But when you walk into Publix, literally everybody that you see with a Publix shirt on, what do they say? Hey, can I help you find something? Right. Your website should be like Publix, not like Walmart. In Walmart, I spend more time looking for somebody to help me than I do grocery shopping. And that's a problem, right? You don't want your website to be a Walmart website. You want your Walmart to be a Publix or a Chick-fil-A type customer service. And so what a chatbot does is, if you answer your phone a lot, answering people's questions, right? If people are calling, asking, I'm sure Ms. Brown at Brownsville, you get a ton of questions. How long is your wait list? How old does my child have to be to enroll at Brownsville? Maybe you, in the janitorial space, you maybe get people saying, what kind of products do you use? Do you use environmentally friendly products? What size? How do you price out? How do I get a quote? In the image creating space, you may get questions about what's the cost of the images. In the media production, you may get questions about, hey, I want to do this long seminar. What questions do you have? So you have a ton of questions that are being answered. Even at the OEV, you go to the OEV website, you may have questions about what's the process for the MWSBE. I want to be a speaker at the academy. When's the next events? Well, you can install a chatbot that not only answers those frequently asked questions, but that also captures the leads. So if somebody comes to your website and they want to know about your business, that's a potential lead for you. So those chatbots can capture that person's first name, last name, email, and phone number so that we can now follow up and nurture that lead and turn them into a client. And that's literally a salesperson that you are paying about 6 cents versus paying $30,000. You go ahead.
And that's a great idea, but what about the concept that when you allow a chatbot on your site, you're now also allowing it to access your information? What is the safety element that you can put in place to protect yourself?
I'm so happy you asked that question because that's literally what I was about to address. You are seeing a ton of Facebook marketing emails, a ton of Facebook marketing ads about, ooh, you can get a chatbot for free for 30 days and 99 cents a month. While, again, it's no shot at anybody's business, right? But there are definitely implications to rolling out these chatbots or any type of AI into your business without the proper education. And that's why people like me exist, because I can tell you some of the chatbots that you may get for free or for little to nothing, they take your customers' information and they own that data. That is something that you need to be aware of. And it's so small in the fine print, you need binoculars to see it. And so for me, my company, we actually do implement chatbots for our clients. And it took us a little while because we knew that with all the tools rolling out, we wanted to make sure that we were using the safest tool for our clients. And so we actually use a chatbot that not only do we not own your customers' data, no, neither does the people that the chatbot platform, they don't own the data. You own 100% of your client's data and the information that you're collecting from your leads, right? That's because you don't want, because think about this, we all, I mean, I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but Facebook is dealing with a lawsuit right now that they are trying to figure out how many billions of dollars they want to sue them for, because Facebook sold all of its user data to Netflix. So if you was on Facebook in the comments talking about a movie to somebody like, oh girl, I need to watch this movie. Guess what? That movie probably popped up on your Netflix. That's how Netflix gauged. If you notice that people were starting to move away from the platform because some of the movies that they were having on there, nobody wanted to see. Well, they figured the best way to figure out what movies to implement in our platform and who to go cut contracts with was to gauge that data. So they use the information from Netflix, used the information from Facebook, keywords, movies, and so on and so forth to be able to figure out what genres of movies and what specific movies they wanted to invest their money in, which was a brilliant idea. It's just wrong that they did it using data. And not only were there comments, they used DMs. So if some of your friend DMs you like, girl, I'm over here watching XYZ, Facebook sold that data to Netflix. And so they're facing a huge lawsuit right now with implications. So when doing these chatbots, I highly recommend that you consult with a professional about what type of tools, not just with chatbots, but any AI that you want to use in your business. What are the implications of his using this, right? Who will own my data? And that comes down to one of, again, that boring topic that nobody wants to talk about, but it's utterly important. And that is AI ethics, governance, and policies, right? We need to understand what that means. So at its foundation, artificial intelligence is data, it's information. And then once we get the data in a database or the pool, the information, it is then translated to we have a tool that's on top of it that actually does something, right? That tool does something with this information that it's built on. We need to make sure that that data set is ethical. And what that means is it includes us. And the best example I can give you again is if you go to a tool like Midjourney, which in Midjourney, you type in a prompt. I want a picture of a pretty girl or a smart boy in a field of flowers or in a classroom setting, for your example, because you're trying to create a campaign for the fall, right? We want a classroom setting with flowers or the fall setting in the classroom of a smart boy. Well, those images may not include any diversity, for the lack of better words. They'll use 4 pictures of what they think a smart boy looks like. And unfortunately right now, your skin tone may not be included in what a smart boy looks like. And absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we call unethical AI. And that is something that we have to address at the policy level, in the governance level. So when governance comes around, I don't know how many of y'all have, employees that may or may not be using social media. Again, the Office of Economic Vitality, all of you as business owners, you may have people that's in your organization that's using AI because they don't understand the implications. Well, when I use ChatGPT, I never use my real name. I always say John Doe. Yeah, I may give it a real scenario. I have a background in AI and the 10 years of process automation. I graduated from Florida State, but my name in there is John Doe. My business is ABC Company. You can then turn around and upload that prompt, the output that it gives you into a Google Doc or a Word document, and then just find and replace it. Find and replace ABC Company with your name or your organization's name. So that is a way that you should think about. You don't want to let it build up information about your company, because guess what? If they decide to turn around and sell your information to Netflix or to any other client that, paying big bucks for the data, then guess what? Now they know about your business. And imagine your competition turn around and having access to know all your intellect, your little secrets that you under the cover talking to ChatGPT about is now information that your customer or somebody that's trying to sell you something has. So those are the policies that we need to be putting in place when it comes to our work, at our job and our work site. Our employees need to be using Again, you can't really shut it down. You can't say no using social AI, no using Chat GPT. But what you want to do is inform them and put policies in place about how to use AI when it comes to your business. And that's one of the things that I do. I consult with businesses about the type of policies and the governance of those policies. What does it need to look like? And again, I just came back from DC and Baltimore with consulting about high-level policies about artificial intelligence when it comes to ethics, okay? Making sure that we are included in the data sets and then the policies that will be rolling down from DC onto businesses from the federal level about artificial intelligence. What does that mean to businesses? And more importantly, what does it mean to small businesses that I serve? So that's definitely something that you want to think about, the policies that you are allowing your employees to use AI in that space, right? You want to make sure that you ain't letting them just do whatever they want to do. You can't run wild with Chat GPT in our office, especially when it comes to using emails. So one of the things that I want to offer you guys for free is a Chat GPT prompts for small business. And that is I have over 20,000 emails, about over 20,000 prompts that I've developed in Chat GPT. I use about 500 to 600 of them on a regular basis, depending on what I'm working on. But I would like to offer that to you all free of charge just for attending the course. So if you would like a copy of that prompt, prompt list, I will email it to you.
Now, I've already paid for the Chat GPT subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying I can cancel that subscription?
No, so what the prompts is the prompts is something like I just told you. I am ABC company. We are working on a marketing campaign for the fall to reach our parents, and we want to get you engaged. You are a expert in content creation in the education space. Help me come up with a marketing plan that will engage our parents to come to our fall show. And it'll give you back some information that you can then use in your marketing piece for marketing. And then like in the janitorial space, you may want to get into a new sector. I want to get into doing nursing homes. Was it a creative marketing campaign that I can come up with? And again, you want to prompt the tool as in you're an expert in marketing in the medical space. I'm a janitorial company, ABC Janitorial. I need you to come up with a creative, engaging way. And then you want to tell it a goal, right? The goal is to get leads to actually purchase my package for nursing homes. What kind of keywords do I need to use in this marketing piece? Make sure you give me something for Facebook, Instagram, the newspaper. If I want to come out with an ad in the newspaper or a radio ad, we want to make sure that we touch all those places. And so that's what the prompt tool will give. So what I'll do is I will have the prompts. I'll email y'all my prompt list for free because it looked like we got 8 people that definitely want to get those prompts in. So I would love to be able to send that out to y'all because it's something that is definitely important, and I want to do that on behalf of the OEV. So obviously, if you in this part, you can type an email, and let me lock this so that I keep these responses. Oh yeah, so I have it so if you guys will type your email in there, I will send you these prompts for Chat GPT for free. And I definitely want to leave some room for dialogue, right? Because we need to have some conversation based off of what y'all learned today about what AI means. Because again, this space is growing, and we want to make sure that our employees understand the implications and how we want to use it in our business to grow our businesses. I would tell y'all right now that I do believe that the chatbot is the most important way and the easiest way to grow your business when using artificial intelligence, because what people don't understand is that we don't just have chatbots that are installed on your website. They're using chatbots to make voice calls, because we have the voice calls as well as text messaging. So somebody can do a mass text message, and the responses that they get back, the chatbot will go back and forth with your clients or prospects about your business, teaching them about your business. Again, that lead capture. Everybody, so I don't know if you noticed that, but there's a study that says 92% of text messages are open. Text messages have a 92% open rate versus email 37%. It's a 60% gap in email marketing versus text message marketing. That's why text message, SMS marketing is the hottest form of marketing right now. We all getting them text messages about insurance, about, you drive this kind of car, can you respond? We got insurance, a health insurance. Oh, you got something, Lance? Oh, absolutely. So that one, okay, and again, even on your website, the chatbots that my company, we install for our clients, we use a ML, a machine learning background. So we use a chat GPT brain behind it. So not only do we train it on your company's website and the content of your website, we train it on the frequently asked questions, but we also give it a piece that some of these chatbots aren't using, and that's that we have a chat GPT brain. So if it asks a question and we limit the questions that we allow people to ask, but if it asks a question that we need to learn based off of what our clients are giving us. So if you're getting that same question multiple times and then the responses are kind of similar, we then learn how our customer engagement or how our prospects engage with people that we want to leads, right? We want somebody to sign up for the school. You may find that they asking frequently asked questions that you don't even have in your FAQs now that you may need to then go and add to that. So we want to make sure that we are engineering our services and our products to fit what people are looking for. And that's what these chatbots can then do, whether that's via text message chatbot, whether it's a voice call chatbot. Because I was reading a study a few days ago that said that in 5 years, they don't believe that we will have a human-based customer service anymore. That it'll all be chat AI-powered voice that we will be talking to on the phone. So when you call Chick-fil-A or you call one of these companies, there will be an AI voice, an artificial intelligence powered voice that you'll be speaking on. So not even talking to a customer.
I was in a McDonald's in Central Florida yesterday, and walked in, all the screens are up, right?
Uh-huh.
So go to the screen, tried to make an order. It was not working.
Yeah.
Went to the counter and said, hey, the screen's not working. Oh no, it's working. You can go try. Okay, we'll go back and try again. The screen is not working. What are our other options? Well, you have to use the screen. We don't have anybody up front to take the orders right now. We're short-staffed. I said, well, is there a manager here? The person said, I'm the manager. I said, well, then you're taking the order.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that.
It was the most amazing thing that they were allowing the technology to decide the profits of the business.
Wow.
By just not taking an order.
Absolutely. So we all have heard, and I know the OEV is addressing this issue day by day, and there's a workforce shortage. People aren't working. And so what they're doing is they're using AI to address the shortage in the workforce. So cashiers, that was one of the first easiest things. I don't know if you've been to Circle K lately, but they have one person working a Circle K that may be filled, and you may go into Circle K and you put your items that you want to purchase on this little weigh machine, and it scans all of it and gives you a cost. I was in the airport in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they have an Amazon store in the airport. And if you're a Prime member, you walk in, you pick up the stuff and walk out, and it charges your Prime account. There's no attendant in the store at all. Now they got a bunch of cameras in there. Yeah, it is absolutely insane. The type of again in the airports, there's a lot of this AI technology being implemented. McDonald's and most of the restaurants in airport these days don't have people taking orders. It's just a thing of the past. And so you got to think about this and as well from if you have children, right? Teaching your child that's summer jobs that we used to go get and being a cashier or doing some low level, low skill. No, we need to be thinking about artificial intelligence. How can I train my child when they get out of high school that they are prompting these tools that are taking the orders? And so, again, we talked about those policies. How many people have policies in place right now for using AI on the work site? Ms. Brown, do you at Brownsville, have you talked to your employees about using AI, okay, well, what if they take one of those emails and put it in the chat GPT and say, respond to this email, and then they just send it out? Or they're taking and putting confidential information about your whatever, a child, they put in the kid's name. I got this kid that's stuff you want to think about, even you in the cleaning space. You want to make sure that you have those policies in place. So we got a survey up here to talk about, okay, we got somebody that's working on it right now. They're working on putting some policies in place for using AI at their job. Okay, well, it's important because I can tell you again, I was in DC this past week, and a lot of these people don't have policies in place because they don't know how that will affect the bottom line. Guess what? Lawsuits are real, and you will receive them if you let people run wild with this type of technology and creating content and responding to people and putting people's information because their lack of knowledge. And it's us as employees, because I have them in place for my employees. Hey, listen, I embrace AI to the fullest. I mean, we sell it, right? We teach people about it. I can't say we don't sell it to everybody and we don't use it. That doesn't make sense. But we do have policies in place that says we will not put clients' information into ChatGPT or any other AI. We will not use AI that's unethical. We will not build databases that will, or partner with tools, because you guys trust people like me with your business, right? In essence, when you come, I'm advising you on what type of tools to use. If I send you to a chatbot right now, if you said, hey, I want to do a chatbot on Brownsville, and I'll give you a chatbot, and then that chatbot's selling your information to the next charter school or to anybody, you're going to be rethinking about, well, I got this chatbot through Business Automation Pros. Jabari told me this was good. That's why we make sure that we have the conversation with the vendors. So I'm talking to the people that build these tools. What policies and governance do you have in place?
You talked about the ethics in AI. From the media perspective, I create images, for graphics and that sort of thing. And I can tell you that Adobe has a long way to go. Adobe Firefly is their main creation tool. If you put Black young child, it's going to be very limited what you get. But if you put African American, it's going to be tremendous. And I'm just sitting there wondering, what's the difference in Black and African American? It's kind of interchangeable to us.
Yep.
But if you put Black in, it's going to be very limited. If you put African American, even in their stock images. So what I'm trying to say is, what you're talking about, the ethics of it, there's a long way to go in the ethics side of it.
Absolutely, and not just with Adobe. Adobe is just one of the many companies that are out there that are having issues when it comes to the ethics, because people just don't understand what they're dealing with. So for me, again, I went and got these certifications, and every certification, whether it was from Vanderbilt University, whether it was from Google, whether it was from IBM or Stanford University, all of them had one component that was a commonality, and that was the ethics of AI. And because these are the leaders in the space, they understand the importance of making sure that we include data sets. Again, we believe that, especially to us, it's common talk, Black and African American are interchangeable. But when you're training a machine, and that's where it comes into, these machines don't work without humans. So I don't want you guys to think that you just, this AI is going to take over. If you don't have a human interacting with this, the quality control of these tools are done by humans. It will never be absolutely 100. Well, I can't say never. I won't say never, but we're a long way. We're quite a ways away. And actually, there was an article that I was reading on the way here on LinkedIn that Microsoft and OpenAI have partnered together to create a $100 billion supercomputer that will be powered by NVIDIA microprocessors. Now, this is something that we're thinking will take 100 years, but every day time is being cut off. For how long? Because we have now, and listen to how crazy this is, we have AI working on AI solutions. So AI is building other AI. So they're figuring out every day how they can move faster with building these AI solutions. But again, I agree, Adobe, all of these companies have work to do. And that's why it's important for us as the users, because guess what? Adobe cares about the feedback of the people that's paying Adobe. So their customers' feedback is what's going to employ them to go and do and change their policies in the way that their tools work. But if you don't know to say something like, hey, listen, I got a problem with this, that's a problem in your AI ethics. They'll look at you when you use that term in a way and respect your feedback in a way that they didn't if you don't know to use that. You were about to say something?
You talked about the chatbot and putting it on your website to capture leads.
Yes,
which is
ma'am.
good. It's something that I kind of do on my website now, just so I can get back in contact with the customer. Do you have to put a disclaimer on the website to let them know that that information that they're inputting could be shared through AI?
So I'm a big disclaimer person. So I believe that I always believe that disclaimers are big, right? That's something that's always going to be huge because a lot of the times, even with Chat GPT, you'll see the responses. In the responses, people will say, this is an AI generated response. If you go to Chat GPT on that bottom, the fine print on Chat GPT says that AI generated, if some of this information may be made up or not even real information. So you want to make sure that you do give disclaimers to people. But as far as the information being shared, that's why it's important to know the vendor that you're getting your chatbot through, because that you definitely gonna have to use a disclaimer if you're gonna sell people data. Because all of the big companies, they using disclaimers. So that's a part of the policies that if you don't have that, it'll come down big on you from a federal standpoint. If you using a tool that's selling people information, you're not letting it be known.
Jabari, I had the pleasure of seeing the next level of AI the other day when we were in the meeting. I was wondering if you could do an example for us and then kind of read off the response, like how you would prompt something.
Absolutely. So we're going to go off the screen right here and we're going to use Chat GPT. Okay, so this is my Chat GPT platform, and I built other tools on top of Chat GPT, as you can see on the left-hand side, and that's something that it's a little bit more complex conversation to have, but I can build tools on top of Chat GPT that perform specific functions for a specific business. But in a prompt, sometimes we might say, give me marketing ideas for fall. I own a daycare and need to get more kids signed up in our fall session. It's going to be pretty generic. The response is not going to be that great. It's going to give us some, right? Early bird special, open hours, something, 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 something. This where being a prompt engineer, my certification in prompt engineering works well. Now watch how different of a response I get when I say, you are an expert in content creation with a background in marketing and K through 12 education, and have been hired as my marketing director. Your goal is to create a engaging fall marketing strategy that will help us get more students, students enrolled in our fall program. So there's a few things that I did there that are different. So look what it gave me. It gave us a target market and a target audience analysis, a branding message that is more unique, that talks about unique selling propositions, emotional approach, the digital marketing side of it. So again, look at the response, the detailed in this response, just off of the prompt. Community engage. Again, this is giving us real different aspects of how we market versus using something, oh, I want a marketing campaign for the fall. Give me something. It's generic. You have to be able to prompt these tools in order to get the response. Again, it's still going. Now, the other one took 5 seconds. This is literally a real something you can really feed and give back, right? There's a balance, but I'm gonna tell you like this. It's like anything else. If you go to the gym once a week, you're gonna get once a week results. If you go to the gym 3 times a week, you're gonna get 3 times a week results. If you go to that gym 5, 6, 7 days, the work that you put in is what you're gonna see in the mirror. The same thing with AI. The more you give it, bless you, the more that you give it, the better of a response that you'll get back. But again, we want to be discreet at the same time. We want to give details. We want details, but we want to be discreet in those details. You don't have to name your real business. I'm not going to say whatever, I don't tell it my company's name. I tell it ABC Company. I use ABC Company so much, they probably really think ABC Company doing it big right now. So I use ABC Company. I use John Doe. I've been John Wick. I've been RoboCop. I've been a lot of people. Michael Jordan. They think Michael Jordan owns a software company right now because I prompted and say I'm these people all the time to get elaborate details about what I'm trying to get back, but I don't give it the details about who I am specifically, and definitely not my clients. If Ms. Brown hired me right now to do a marketing strategy, I'm gonna come back with something so crazy, I'm gonna blow her mind. But never will any of the AI tools that I use to come up with those strategies know about who she is and what her customers is and any of the things. They will know ABC Company owns a school, right? That's what we want to do, but we want to give it the details. I can tell y'all, this is what we call $1 million worth of game for free 99. The things that you want to do when prompting these tools, and if you're online, take some notes. You always want to tell it its role. So if you've seen in my prompt, you are my marketing director. Again, talk to it as if it was a human. This is what we call a chat-based conversation. It's conversational AI. So we can go back and forth. And I can respond and say, do the same thing for the spring, but we want to tell it its role. We want to tell it its goal as well. So our goal is to enroll more students into our fall semester. And then we want to tell it specifically what we want it to do. I want you to come up with an engaging, use one, what type of, not just a marketing strategy, but what type of marketing strategy? Engaging marketing strategy that engages our customers in enrolling in our fall program. Absolutely. You want to give it really distinct, drilled down objectives as to what's the goal, right? We want to get to the meat and potatoes, but all while being discreet. So that was absolutely excellent. And then I'm gonna do one more piece of this prompt because we're gonna wrap up in a second. But I want to say,
Jabari, I'm sorry. We have a couple of comments in the chat. If you're in the chat, please put your email directly to the host, to the Mega Ace, and we will get that to Jabari. Also, my name is, how do I safely download ChatGPT, and where do I download it from?
Okay, the best way to download ChatGPT for me is gonna be, obviously, if you have an Apple iPhone or a Google phone, you wanna go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. ChatGPT, as far as downloading on your phone, is safe. They actually have it now. They just released, again, I read all these articles because I'm on a lot of newsletters about AI, where ChatGPT has a mode now where you don't even need an account in order to use it. You can just go there and start using it. I recommend creating an account because what creating an account does, it allows you to save. So if you guys can tell, again, I wasn't lying when I said I have thousands and thousands of prompts right here in this left-hand panel. So much I'll be scrolling to tomorrow night in order for y'all to see them all. But yes, I would use, I would go to the Google Play Store. I have the app installed on my computer as well, or the web browser. We could just go to openai.com, and that's where you'll get the Chat GPT, as well as some of the other tools that OpenAI has coming out. I want to give you all an example of the effects on the economy that these tools are having. And Mr. Vaughn, you and I talked about this. There was an article released where we all know Tyler Perry, right? Everybody, is safe to say we all know who Tyler Perry is. Tyler Perry has a studio in Atlanta where people were moving from all across the country and even out of the country, from Canada, to come to Atlanta, just like the dream used to be in Hollywood, where Atlanta is the new Hollywood, right? And it had an article that Tyler Perry was about to invest $800 million into his studio. He had the backing of some big companies, right? We know Tyler Perry's a billionaire now. And $500 million of that was going to payroll. $500 million of payroll. Well, OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT as well as DALL-E and some other tools, they released a snippet of a tool that they're creating called Serana AI. And that is a visual, not an image creator, a visual creator that you can type a prompt in that says, I want a video of a woman who's a tech woman who deals with the day-to-day of everything, and it will actually create a video reel that looks in real time at cinema. Literally makes a movie from you typing in a prompt. Tyler Perry's publicist released a statement that says, there's a halt on this $800 million investment that we were about to make. And so one of the companies that's super interested in the effects of AI on the economy went and done did some researching. Tyler Perry's $500 million investment in payroll, down to 10%. He's now only gonna invest $50 million. And the $50 million of those dollars, not one of those $50 million is allocated to an actor. Guess what? It's going to people who know how to prompt this new AI tool to create those visuals. So now, all those people that were in theatrical school learning how to act, or that's moving, sleeping on the sidewalk, waiting on their chance to be a big actor, it's null and void. You need to.
That was the big challenge with AFTRA and SAG when they had their strike this year, because people using their imagery
Yes.
to do movies and things of that nature now.
Absolutely. So everybody's seeing this craze on Facebook. Well, I'm gonna use my picture to make me a new cute. I'm gonna look cute. I'm gonna look like a superhero. Or I want to redo and make me looking at my office photos. Now I don't gotta go get a headshot, right? I'm gonna use my picture and upload it. You gotta read the fine print. Because guess what? You may see your face in a movie. You may see yourself in a movie. You're like, wow, is that me? Is that Vaughn right there? Moving that? Because you didn't get paid, but you signed away your rights to use your imagery when you took and uploaded your picture to get that cute headshot that you're now using on your profile picture on LinkedIn. So these are the things that we absolutely must engage in. We must talk about not only in our companies, but amongst our families, because they are using these tools to, again, even the voiceover tools. You using your voice in one of these tools, you might get a phone call that say, Mom, I'm stranded on the side of the road. I need cash out me X amount of dollars, or send my friend, I'm with my friend. You don't know that, but that's all AI voice initiated. And I seen a real world tool that's been where, and it's scary being a parent. Again, I use a lot of parent examples because I'm obviously a dad, but I seen a article, again, I read these newsletters, where they were warning people about using your voices and your images of AI, because this family dealt with, they made a commercial about this girl receiving a call on her phone where her dad was calling her saying, hey, I'm having John pick you up. He'll be in a red pickup today. He'll pick you up from school at XYZ time. Again, she doesn't know that this ain't her dad calling her. I'm calling from work, baby. I'm working over today. I got my coworker picking you up. He's gonna be whatever. And because it sounds like her dad, she went and got in the vehicle. And guess what? they haven't seen their daughter since. So this is what we're dealing with when we're dealing with you using your voice and using your images in AI. It's a lot of good intent, but it's a very, very scary, malicious intent. Imagine the old people that's already, or elders that we have that are already dealing with people using text messaging and all this, talking about light bills and sending money, when now they're getting calls from their daughter that sounds like their child. They don't know that this is, AI generated. But we got to think about this stuff, especially in our businesses. When you're dealing with, again, employees who deal with children, when you're dealing with employees who are in somebody's business every day, when you're dealing with the people that may be dealing with other people's money, if you're in the financial sector, you definitely need to be paying attention. When you're dealing with other people's confidential information, this type of information is utterly important. And that's why I've taken it so serious to go and understand how these tools are being built. What are the policies and the governance and the ethics behind them? Because all the ethics ain't just about color. Sometimes it's about age, sometimes about race, sometimes about religion. Again, there are all different ways that people are being both positive and malicious in using these tools. So those are some great questions. Do we have anything else on the chat, Mr. Vaughn? All right, moving on.
What is the most important tool I should be using for my company right now?
What kind of company do you own? So again, the most important tool.
And this is a cleaning service.
So again, to say a most important tool, I think it depends on what's important to you, what area you need help in. And that's something that that we can talk more offline. But I think that, again, ChatGPT is something that we all commonly use, that can be used in different phases, whether that's content creation, marketing, but it depends on what's the specific need of your business. No one shoe fits everybody, right? We have all different business needs, so it depends on what your business needs are. But I can tell you, if it's content creation, coming up with new ideas to get new customers, then ChatGPT is going to be a really helpful tool for you. But if it's dealing with capturing leads, again, I use ChatGPT in a different way because I have a chatbot that's powered by ChatGPT that answers questions and captures leads and engages my customers, because it can come up with the questions that I need to ask somebody to get them to buy, So again, we're getting close to closing out. Some of the services that I offer as a business with Business Automation Pros is AI Enterprise Consulting. If you want to know how to use artificial intelligence in your business, if you scan that QR code, it'll take you to these slides. If you want to know how to use AI in your business, then this is something that I can help you with. I sit down and I look at your specific business needs, and I address those specific business needs, because again, no one business fits all. We do offer custom chat bots for businesses where we can come and look at your business, kind of some of the business needs. We train our chat bots on the content of your website, as well as the FAQs that you have in a unique chat GPT based background. AI ethics, governance and policy consulting. So if you are looking to put some policies in place and you kind of need some help with driving that, I can definitely help with that, as well as custom AI development. So I can tell you that my team has developed, we are proud to say, a tool that we've developed and is in the market and is receiving amazing traction. We have it's in the healthcare space. We have 1,200 doctors signed up and 1,800 in the waiting room, waiting to be infused. We believe in smart strategic growth, so we didn't just dump all of the people that signed up into the tool. We are slowly letting them in. And then we have another tool that we're what we call MVP status, where we're getting ready to roll out. We're actually training our model on the information that we needed to be trained on. And then you mentioned Go High Level. We offer an AI-powered CRM that is really powerful when it comes to consulting with your business. And because the OEV has been so gracious to me, if you click that special offer, this is actually a live link. So if you're actually have the the slides pulled up on your phone, you can click a live link and you'll receive 40% off of our consulting services if you use the code OEV. And then again, that can be rolled into. So if you purchase a consulting from us and you decide to get a chatbot, then the consulting fee rolls into the chatbot. So let's just say the chatbot's $9.99 and the consulting fee is $199. You can subtract that $199 from the $9.99. It'll go towards the service that you receive from us. And again, thank you to the OEV for obviously having us here. And so I decided to do something special in their name with this. Well, I can tell you right now that we only have 15 businesses signed up for this. And before we even signed up, 5 of those slots are taken. So I probably have 10 people left to get this 40% off using the OEV. And depending on the demand, I may ramp it back up because it's important for me to help businesses understand what AI is and how it'll be used in specific business. And it's not enough to go over it all in this short period of time. And now I want to open it up for any questions, whether that's on the chat, whether that's here, however you want to give some questions. And then again, on the live link, you can click this contact me and it'll give you a link to my information. Whether you want to read a case study about me and some of the work that I've done, my website, my emails, all the things, my LinkedIn, you can get that information by clicking the live link that's in that contact me. Yes, ma'am.
When you get to that space and you see the amount that's there, are you saying the 40% comes off of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Amount you see?
Yes, ma'am. 40%. So if you type OEV in there, it'll pull the 40% off of them.
Cool.
Yeah. Again, because OEV has been so they've helped do their work and helped me grow this business and understand the importance. I mean, I think this is one of the most important conversations that's going on because we are in a time where if you're not using artificial intelligence and your counterparts are using artificial intelligence, you're going to probably be put out of business because it's going to drive their business to do what your business can't do, right? And if you're employed and you not using AI, you don't go to your employer and say, hey, look, I heard AI is affecting our space this way. Guess what? The employee that does will have you being repurposed or replaced. And again, the studies show that for every one person use artificial intelligence in the workforce or in the workplace, it'll be 50 people that will be replaced by that one person with the combination of AI. So Renee, you in the workforce development space, you probably gonna get a plethora of people coming in saying, I need a new job. And I think it's important from y'all perspective to be having that training on AI in the workforce. How do we use this to make sure that we're keeping people employed so when that repurposing time comes?
Got a question from the chat. It says on the chat GPT site, it has the customized chat GPT feature that asks, what would you like chat GPT to know about you to provide a better response question? Is it safe or okay to put your business info in that response?
This is a personal opinion, right? That I can't tell you, but for my expertise and the training, again, I've been trained by the leaders in the game. Google, IBM, NVIDIA, Stanford University, as we know, is a leader in education. I don't have it on mine. So what I don't do for myself, I'm not going to recommend for my clients or people that I'm consulting with. If they feel safe doing that, by all means, but you are giving somebody personalized details about yourself. You can get customized responses the way that I just gave it with prompting the tool right. If you wanted to say your specific name every time it gives a prompt, then go for it. But I don't believe right now, with what we know about AI, I don't believe that it's a good idea to give it personalized details about who you are, unless you want to get a bunch of marketing information to you that's specific, that people know what you're looking for. and who you are, right? Because that's the idea. Why do they want your information? It ain't just to give, because again, I just prompted that to give me, and all I'm doing is putting that in a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word, and guess what I do? Find and replace. That's all I'm doing, and that's coming from me. I'm finding and replacing stuff. And I never believe that the output that we're getting from these AI tools are outputs that we directly input into, whether that's an email, whether that's a marketing strategy. It always requires some kind of human interaction, a human replacement of the words, right? We never want to submit exactly what we get from AI.
And that's key right there. So many people write verbatim what is on the screen, and that's not easy for
Absolutely.
at all. Even if you're doing like email responses or writing reports or creating workshops, it should be like the tool to enhance your thoughts or your ideas that you couldn't formulate on paper. It works great for the businesses though, with being able to get the strategic strategies and plans. But it's a matter of you then tweaking to your business and asking the right questions, the right prompts that will then cater even by the detail more. What demographic should I be in? What neighborhood, what zip code should I target?
Absolutely. You are right, spot on with that. No response should be used verbatim, taking it from the tool and putting it out into the world. I don't believe it. I believe it's a tool that's being used to enhance what we can already do, and obviously to be more efficient, right? Sometimes it takes me an hour to come up with a response to the most simple email. Well, I can take that and come up with the response, but then it just gives me the foundation to be able to go, and now I can just put my own 2 cents on it, because we are, and again, we're building a tool right now. We've been contacted by a client that wants to build a tool that's a plagiarism checker. It's a university that has reached out to our company to build out a custom AI tool that detects AI responses for plagiarism. So basically, if a student comes and says, I want to write a paper about economic whatever, and they turn around and they submit that to, you might get an A, because AI has given some amazing responses. You will blow your mind, but are you learning from doing that? Right? No, we're not learning. You ain't learning a whole lot. You're not.
That's the new frontier.
Absolutely.
In regard to AI, what's live, what's Memorex. My granddaughter is in the process of doing college, submissions and everything. And where at the beginning of the school year, they were still doing essays. This part of the school year, they're requiring live videos
Yep.
for that instead of, because they now know that those essays,
I was in the airport yesterday sitting next to a professor from the University of George Washington, and he was telling me that they received 119 applications with the essays written to get into the school were all ChatGPT based, all AI based applications. Nobody, if you go and if you got high school, go to a high school. Every high schooler in that school that got a phone got ChatGPT on it. It's the thing. They don't have to do no work no more. So now, again, we've been innovative, and we've been contacted by our university to, hey, could you build us something that detect AI? And so we've been doing research on this answer to even give them for 2.5 months. We spent 80 days trying to figure out, and the problem is that it has to be an evolving tool, because like everything else, the responses grow. ChatGPT is learning how to be more human-like every second of the day. So the more responses that we are putting into this and getting back, you ever notice that on there it has a feedback button that says a thumbs up if you think this is a good response, or a thumbs down if you think it's not? Well, it's learning what a good response is, and it keeps keywords like, could you be more human-like in your response? Could you give me a response that sounds more like a person? And that's why the person that was on the chat that asked that question, that is why they want you to use personalized information to give responses, because they want to build a more human-like response, which I get it, but there's a point in which we have to draw a line that says we need to kind of, understand the implications of making something that is so human-like, because you're going to get a phone call that's a AI-powered voice generator that says, hey, Renee, it's your brother, and I'm stranded on the side of I-10. And they know that because you put in your real information in this tool, oh, she was dealing with a car accident. I was in a car accident just like you. you might draft it. People using Chat GPT to draft up insurance letters, right? Or think about your insurance company. This is a great example. Your insurance company using somebody at this insurance company that you hold insurance with, typing in, oh, they just got a response from Renee that says she got a whatever accident, right? Now they know your information. They know what type of incident you're in. And now somebody's bought or had access to that information that's confidential because the insurance company does not have the policies or the governance in place for their employees. So somebody responded to your email with a Chat GPT powered response, and now somebody's maliciously gotten hold of that, and now they can reach out to you and say, look, yeah, you were looking for a bumper? I got a bumper for you. Or so it can get really, that's why it's important that we talk to people that we do business. I'm telling you right now, I ask everybody who I do business with, if you do my insurance, if you my homeowner's insurance, if you my doctor, my dentist, if you do anything with my information, I'm asking you what AI tools y'all using and what policies y'all have in place. That is the most important question that you can ask somebody that holds your confidential information, because it's not just as the company, what policies do y'all have in place for your employees using these types of tools? Because if they don't have the right policies in place, your information gonna be on the black web somewhere, and it may be getting sold. And so y'all can send them to businessautomationpros.com so that we can give them some consulting. Absolutely. And so for the people that's online, if you scan the code, it will allow you to get access to the, let's see. So if you click the offer, it will take you to the live place where you can put in the code OEV and make this take advantage of this offer.
You can also train the businesses on just how to do these things versus you managing it on a one-to-one kind of basis, correct?
Yeah, so my goal is when I come in is I look at your business model, right? I look at who your clients are, what kind of information you're dealing with, what kind of services you offer, products you offer, and what ways that, and then it comes to my expertise in what ways your employees may be using this tool. So I help you craft the policies that are going in place. And then obviously, so AI is changing so much, you may have to come back in and reach out to me, or we may need to, and that's something that I'm still developing, right? I'm not gonna act like I just got it all figured out. I'm still developing models that will fit my clients. This is one of the hottest reasons, that's why I'm offering it to y'all, because this is one of the #1 things that we're seeing. Yeah, I'm getting inquiries about these chat bots. I can tell you that I get 10 inquiries a day about a chat bot. I get 15 or 20 about custom development, because everybody has an idea that they want to build an AI tool for. But the main thing that I'm getting people reaching out is, how do I use AI, this AI enterprise consulting, in the ethics and governance and policy creation? Because you have to have policies in place if you're a business owner, because if your employees are using people's information or your business's information, using these AI tools, you need to know the implications of that. And you have to put, as a business owner, you have to put things in place that protect you and your business, because somebody will sue you. If their information shows up somewhere and they feel like it came through you, now the win or loss, that's up to your attorney to decide. But the lawsuit will be there and you'll have to deal with it. And you definitely don't want the bad publicity of your business, ABC company, well, let's use ABC company not to put in y'all on the spot. ABC company on the news on W6 TV tonight saying, oh, they use my information and sold it to somebody, and I'm getting all these emails from these people because they was malicious and using my information in AI. So that is the things that you definitely want to put. I highly, highly suggest that you take the time today to look at what policies you have in place. And if you don't, and you don't know where to start at, and I would suggest this too. Don't use AI to create AI policies, right? if AI is good for a lot of stuff, but if you're gonna use AI to create a policy or some governance about AI, just think about that. Do you let your students grade their own test? If you don't let your students grade their own test, then that's it. But again, I appreciate the Office of Economic Vitality, and in particular the MWSBE department, for allowing me the pleasure of being able to come in and and consult with you guys and talk to y'all today about artificial intelligence, please take the time to scan the survey and tell us what you thought about it.
Thank you so very much. That was so informative. I don't think that we always understand the nuances of things that we need to prioritize. We're always so very focused on growing our business, but growing our business within a strong and safe structure is also a huge part of maintaining a good business.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I appreciate that information. I look forward to sitting down with you.
Absolutely. I look forward to it too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, bro. Can we give Jabari Allen another hand clap, please? Thank you so much.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
Awesome. Can we also give our media production today, Miss Mega Ace Media, Mr. Vaughn Wilson? Thank you so much.
Vaughn, I'm still sharing my screen right now on the live, on the Zoom.
It's not sharing, it's just showing up here on the screen.
So no, well, I'm gonna just leave that up to you. I ain't
Is that a hot mic?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What's up, Renee? How you doing? Good.
Here we need to talk.